James, you're part of the squad last year that obviously had great success. How do you kind of repeat that with this team?
I think you just like going into this year, it's a whole new squad, and try and get the bond. Like all our players last year got on really well together, so I think to try and get that success is try and work together to try and get that again, and then get the momentum going, and then keep carrying on.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility because you're now one of the players who's been there, done that last year? Do you kind of feel like you should put an arm around certain people and take that on board?
Just being like one of the older players in the group and probably slightly more experienced than the rest, I do feel that, but I don't feel pressured, if you know what I mean. It feels natural, and players do look up to you and look for you to help them out in certain aspects, and that's good. That's what we need. We need players to be honest and come forward with that.
Have you been I know the squad's only been announced, but you've had plenty of warm-up games. You've been talking to the lads about the experience of playing in the Six Nations and what to expect?
Yeah, so I think we were maybe taken by surprise as a squad when we played our first warm-up game against Italy, and we narrowly got beat, was it 47-50? And that took us by surprise, I think, in the first half. But going on from that, when we played Munster, we improved a step, and then going on to Leinster, then we won both those games, and we are probably in a good place, I think. And now the team knows what it takes, and it's going to take slightly more than we've produced thus far, but at least that awareness is there now. So.
Do you see the same hunger this year as there was last year?
Yeah, I think maybe slightly more than there was last year. There was some big names last year, and some players that when I was training I felt like they were nailed on, whereas this year everyone's hungry for their position, and there is standout players, and they're all very good players, but there's a fine line between who gets picked, and training, that it creates a good training environment for everyone.
And for you then, seeing a couple of lads you played with last year make the seniors now, that must be brilliant for you, just to see how it can happen.
It's quite scary that that's only like a year away. Well, but it gives you something to work towards. Keep going, and it's not far away. But you can't become complacent and think that, oh, next year I'm going to be playing for the seniors, and then there on it goes. The hard work continues throughout. They've worked hard, and fair play to them to get there, but they deserve it.
That's great stuff. Thanks a million.